Let's go to the hotline. That is where Aztec basketball coach Steve Fisher is standing by after the Aztecs' big win last night against Nevada. Coach Fisher, good afternoon.
Hello, gentlemen. Good afternoon to you guys.
How's things going?
Well, in our world, after a win, it always seems a little bit better.
Yeah, I would think so. Hey, Coach, before we get started, reading Mark Ziegler today in the UT San Diego, let me ask you this. The athletic director at Nevada was a student of yours in the 70s when she was in high school, and you were the driver's ed teacher. Is that right?
That is absolutely right. I was not only her driver's ed teacher, I was her math teacher. Probably I'm the reason she rose to such acclaim as she has as the AD at Nevada Reno.
Yeah, but how's she drive?
Impeccable.
She has a chauffeur.
She's an impeccable driver.
Yeah.
She's in a
Probably
bus.
lost her license a couple of times. I don't know.
And you say that it was your math teachings, though, however, that have helped her perhaps balance the budget there in the Nevada Athletic Department.
Well, I'm not sure if either of those are true, but I did have her in driver's ed and math. And she was a terrific student. She was an All-American tennis player that went to Northern Illinois, stayed on there, tennis coach, then became assistant AD, then became AD, and now she's at Nevada Reno. Wonderful lady.
Coach, I believe deep in my heart that if I asked you anybody else that you taught driving to, that you'd be able to give me just an absolute rundown of what they've been doing the last 10, 15 years.
A few of them, but I don't think that's why I'm on the phone with you.
It just caught me off guard when I read it, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So let's get to the reason we did call, Coach. 78-57 last night over Nevada. Start us off with this. Xavier Thames has missed the last few games with a back injury. He did get to play last night. How is he?
He is far from being vintage Xavier Thames, but his presence alone brings some confidence, stability, and success for us. He's not where he was, and he would tell you that if he's honest. But he gave us some good minutes, played smart, made a couple of big shots, and hopefully, he says it doesn't feel any worse for Ware having played. He'll steadily get better because we need him.
Coach, after the two losses, what is your process that you go through? Do you have one that you always call upon to get your guys, a slump buster, to get you guys to break out of a slump?
No, I don't. And I don't think anybody does. Everything's different. We lost a tough game against Vegas at home. You need to win your home games if you want to win the league. We didn't win that one. They played better than we did. We didn't play bad. We played hard. Vegas is very talented. So then we go to Wyoming, and it's a very difficult place to play. But we'd won our last 2 years there, and we were not prepared to play. We weren't prepared to play emotionally. We weren't prepared to play physically. A little bit of that might be Xavier not playing, but the onus starts with me, but it goes to our players. And I could sense it. I could sense it before we left, and I talked to them before we left about how you prepare. And then I talked to them when they came back in at the 12-minute mark before the game and said, I don't go out and watch warm-ups, but I sense a flat line in this locker room that concerns me. And you can't say I'm going to get ready now. And we weren't prepared. We scored 9 points in the first half, and more importantly than scoring only 9 points was we were just enough late for everything that every loose ball, every play that could be a 50-50 play, they got. And that's not luck. And we contributed. Wyoming's good. I think they were rated in the top 25 and lost an overtime game on the buzzer to Boise, or lost at the buzzer to Boise. I think they're 16-3 right now, so they're a good team. It's not a shame to get beat, but it's a shame to lose the way we did. And we talked about that long and hard afterwards also.
Now, this is interesting. We're talking to Coach Fisher this afternoon on Scott and BR on the Mighty 1090. He's saying mentally and physically not prepared to play against Wyoming. And, Coach, we've had this conversation over the years, kind of that that human thing that happens when you think you're really good, you lose a home game against UNLV, and it's an emotional loss, and it takes something out of you, and you don't bounce back quick enough against Wyoming. Is that fair?
I think that was part of it, but we preach and teach to that, Scott, and both of you guys know as players that, next play, next game, and don't let one loss lead to two. Easy to say, hard to do. And it's hard, I know, for fans and folks that have not played to fully comprehend and understand, but it's humans being who they are, and you have to say that is unacceptable. Even though we've all seen it happen, it's happened to everybody. You don't want it to happen, and when it happens, you say, "Shame on me." And I said, starting at the top, "Shame on me." And I let it filter down to everybody.
But it's interesting, Billy Ray, you ask about, do you have something to do, something maybe symbolic to get a team.
In the old playbook, in the old
Right.
Coach Fisher playbook.
Right, but what I had read, Coach, and tell us if this is accurate, that Jamal Franklin, credit to him, I mean, he's he's the returning player of the year in the conference. He, according to the story, comes to you and says, I want to show everybody before the game the kids from Wyoming rushing the floor. I want everybody in this locker room to see what that was, how much it meant to them to beat us.
To beat us,
and
yeah.
And let's not let it happen again tonight. Is that really what happened?
He did ask that we show that. We have our routine right before pregame. We show the last segment of film, and he asked for that to be the last piece to what we watched beforehand. And his comment was what everybody knew. They had a whiteout. They were going to have the largest crowd of the season, and he said, if we don't perform, it's going to happen. This is the same thing is going to happen tonight. We can't let it happen. And so I think that was nice that it came from him rather than us say let's show this to them. Yeah. He was the one that asked us to see it.
This guy Jamal Franklin, every time we talk about him, he surprises me more and more. I obviously can tell that he's a great athlete, and we can tell that the accolades have rolled in, that he's a well-respected player. And who knows, maybe, there's already talk about will he leave, is he really an NBA prospect, whatever. But of all the star players that the team has had over the last few years, and I'm not in the locker room, you are, but I don't know that any was quite the leader that he is. Is that can we say that, Coach?
I think if you peel the layers off and get to the core of Jamal, he's not what you might think he is if you just come and watch a game and leave. He cares. He cares not only about himself, but he cares deeply about his teammates. He cares about winning more than personal accolades. Now, he obviously wants to have individual success, but he has that innate quality about him. And he's the guy this year. You're right. He's the guy that when he speaks, his words are listened to very carefully, and he carries a lot of weight. And we've talked about that, and that's part of his responsibility. Also, he's as fierce and tough a competitor as there is out there, and he will do anything that he can within the rules to be successful. But after the game, and I watched last night after the game, he, with true affection, he knows a lot of those players on that team, embraced the players on their team, told them, how much he cared about them, how good he thought they could be, and that's who he is, and I think he's above all else, he's genuine. He's not going to say the political thing. He's not going to say what he thinks you want to hear. When he speaks, you're not going to get a rope-a-dope. You're going to get what he feels from the heart, and I think that's important too.
Has it ever caused a conflict, being so direct? Yeah.
Yeah, sure, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Fisher is with us, 78-57, Aztecs over Nevada last night. Coach, before you go, big game coming up Saturday. You talk about you have to win your home games if you're planning on winning the conference. Well, here comes number 15, New Mexico. San Diego State has fallen out of the top 25. This is I don't want to call it a statement game, but it's certainly an opportunity to let everybody within the conference know we're not going anywhere. It's a really huge game on Saturday afternoon. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely, yeah. If we want to have an opportunity to win the league, this is obviously a crucial game. They're 4-0. We're 3-2. So it doesn't take a Rhodes Scholar or a math teacher to figure out if you go, if you win that next one and put one loss on them, and now you have two losses, you're close. You're getting close. Yeah. If they go 5-0 and you go 3-3, it's a steep ladder to climb to get back in the hunt.
Yeah. Big game coming up. 1 o'clock is tip-off. It's at Viejas Arena on Saturday. Game will be televised on the NBC Sports Network. Coach Fisher, a pleasure. Thank you. Congratulations. Great win for the Aztecs. I'm really glad we had a chance to talk about it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, man. I'm hoping that we have a huge crowd. This is a terrific team we're playing. They are the best team in the league. They're the only undefeated team in the league. They beat us at our place last year. They beat us in the conference tournament. And we need to turn the table on them on Saturday.
Oh, you got that right. Coach, thanks so much.
Okay, gang. Thank you.
Thank you.